The 1.0 patch reveal live stream was lit. We got so much more information regarding Honkai Star Rail, and in this video, we'll be going over my final and improvised release plan for the game. Let's get right into it. So do keep in mind that my actual plan for the release of Honkai Star Rail will be different, maybe vastly different from, let's say, your plan. But I want to kind of illustrate what I'm going to do, and maybe this will help you also whenever you do make your own, plan for the release of the game. Only because a lot of the information I'm going to be presenting you with is going to be what you will also be obtaining for your accounts on the launch of the game. Anyway, started off with the pre-registration. As you all know, we do get 20 pulls and we get a free 4-star character. We also get some credits for our account. With all these rewards and the 4-star character, you also do obtain a 4-star light code for it's the best in slot for serval. So that's why I want to go ahead and include this. So we get 20 pulls here, but you will only most likely be, okay, for instance, let's just say you were looking to reroll, right? You will be getting the 20 when you actually do hit a certain level, most likely like 10. When you hit level 10, you will probably get all of the rewards for your account, 9 or 10-ish, just like in Genshin. And then upon logging into the game for the first time, you will be presented with this. You get a free 10 pull for the limited banner. Personally, I want to go for a character like Seal, so I'm going to be re-rolling until I actually do get Seal for the account. And so you can see here that one limited pull is not much to work with, and you don't really get very many Stellar Jades to actually, summon on the banners when you do re-roll. But you should have enough to actually do a pull with Stellar Jade. You should have enough to do a pull with the actual limited pulls you get here for free. Now, I'm very happy that Hoyo actually did do this for the release of the game Honkai Star Rail. I did not, we did this in a previous video, we went over it, and I kind of had a feeling it was actually going to transfer to the live servers of the game. But to actually see it happen before our eyes is very surprising still. Now, granted, we will be getting maybe more pulls. We are at currently 8 million pre-registration, so yeah, there might be potentially more pulls for the release to help with rerolling. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, I will be rerolling until I get Seal. The reason why is because she will have her banner debut day 1. So why wouldn't I? I think this character is really fun to play. I think her design looks really good. She's one of my favorite characters from all of Honkai, the universe, right? Like Cone, I'd probably just ignore that. I don't think it's worth it for free to play. But being able to pick up the character early, because as you all know, the 50-50 does exist in this game, and we went over the gacha in the previous video. So if you want to take a look at an in-depth video going over all of the gacha for Honkai Star Rail so that you know what to expect on release, I'll have that video as a link in the description. But as I was saying before, Seal being a quantum DPS, she's a single target DPS, which is pretty good. Single target DPS hit pretty hard. They hit harder than a character like Himiko would, for instance. And in my opinion, I just think being able to get a quantum DPS early that is single target is probably going to ensure that you have the element coverage early on. And I don't think that there's going to be a character that power creeps her for a very, very long time, if ever. So I just got Seal on the limited banner. Now I want to continue re-rolling until I get another 5-star. As you all know, I planned to get 2 5-stars in the beginning of my account so that I can save the rest of my pools for the future. So we do get these extra rewards for Trailblaze levels. You can see here at level 5, we actually do get 10 pools. Level 15, we get another 10. But ideally, you probably want to hit level 10 just so you can get the 20 from the pre-registration. And then you can also get the 5 from the Trailblaze level 5. Okay, now, we probably have to hit level 10 to get the full pre-registration rewards. And then another 10 here when you hit Trailblaze level 5. So I think ideally you probably want to level up to level 10 to get the max rewards. So then you have a 30 pull on the banner, which should be really insane. So we'll take a look at the banners and I'll tell you what characters I'm going for on the standard banner alongside my 5-star limited character Seal. So let's take a look at the 2 banners here. The very first one is the Newbie Banner. This is going to be the banner a lot of you probably summon on when you make your account for Honkai Star Rail. Well, me, Toshi, I'm going to skip this banner. I don't think it's worth it. And I'm going to tell you why. You do save on summons when you actually roll on this banner. You end up saving about 10 rolls because you have to hit 50 pity, but you only need 8 pulls to summon on the 10 pull, which is pretty insane. So you end up saving 10 free rolls, and you can use those free rolls to do anything else. But you get a 5-star character at half the price. You don't have to worry about getting a 5-star character on the standard banner because, well, maybe you can get a light cone. at the 50/50, as you all know. Like I said, I will have the gacha video in the link in the description. I suggest you watch it if you're not familiar with Honkai Star Rail's gacha system. But yeah, I will be skipping this banner here, but I suggest every single one of you to roll in this banner, because every character here is definitely viable. I will, however, be re-rolling on the actual standard banner, and the reason why I'll be re-rolling standard banner is because I will explain in just a second. I will be going for Bronya and Bailu. I think those two characters are really good. Bronya, as you know, is a very nice support buffer. She also has pretty decent damage because you get crit damage and crit rate on the character anyways. You also do get more attack. Why wouldn't you build her as a DPS as well? And then Bailu, that character is insane. Heals at the wazoo, keeps your team relatively healthy. And if you have Bailu and you have skill issue like me, well, she can just revive one of your allies. I think that's something that is very future-proof because we currently don't have a reviver in the game. We have 4-star Natasha as a healing character, but Bailu just does everything Natasha does, but better. I mean, you might argue, okay, Natasha is a mobby character, but both characters you ideally want to have anyways, because I will explain to you in just a second. So the reason why I will be summoning on the standard banner is, well, because I will be adding pity to get an additional 5-star character on this banner. So why wouldn't I? Ideally, I want to go for Bronya, Bailu, so I want these two characters on my account, and I also do want Seal. But I also want Welt, and this will be the character I actually get whenever I have 300 pulls into the actual standard banner. So as you all know, this right here is a one-time character selector. You cannot build the character selector pity on the Newbie Banner. So the banner I showed you previously where you get a 5-star at half the summons, well, you can't use those pulls on that banner to count towards a pity for the selector summon. So ideally, a lot of players will be re-rolling, and I will be doing that as well because, hey, let's just say I get a character I didn't want in the first place. So now I have to build the pity on this here, and it does take a while because it's 300 warps into the actual banner. But if I get Bronya and Bailu, then I will want Welt at some point, and I can just use this to pick up Welt along the way. Now, I'm sorry that the picture is actually blurry. As you all know, the CBT did end for Honkai Star Rail, so I'm not able to actually go into the game and show you for myself. But we did a video on the light cones, and if you have not seen that already, you should check it out. I go into depth about light cones and explain to you everything you need to know about them. But long story short, this light cone is very good for Seal for free-to-play players. You get attack, you get crit rate. That's all you really need for a character like Seal, because you want to make sure that you crit every single hit, because your goal is to one-shot the opponent. Well, if you're getting attack boost and crit rate boost, that's all you really need to ensure that you can one-shot the enemy and get a reset on your turn and constantly go, 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 because you'll be killing everything you hit. And you do get refinements for this light cone for free for just playing the game. World boss or weekly bosses like you would in Genshin Impact. And there is also other ways to obtain this artifact. So this makes it very free to play friendly, and getting it to R5 means you have a very, very strong best in slot weapon for Seal and any other single target DPS like Denhang. Lastly, the reason why I did say that I wanted Bailu and Bronya is because, well, Bailu, having her on one team and having Natasha on the other team is very important. Because as you do Forgotten Hall, which is Honkai Star Rail's version of Spiral Abyss, if you played Genshin Impact, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That in-game game mode, you're going to need 2 teams. And for the first team, I want to have Natasha as a healer. And for the second team, I want Bailu. Bailu is so useful with the revive. Natasha is really good with the AoE healing and the debuff removal. She can remove the debuff on the Trailblaze main character because the Trailblaze main character may have a defense down, they may have a speed decrease, who knows what the debuff the enemy may be carrying. Natasha is very useful in that regard. And then Bailu, like I said, can keep any ally relatively healthy. She does heal more than Natasha. She also has a very strong 5-star light cone, which we'll get into in a bit, but also you can revive any of these allies that does die on the field. That's going to be really crucial whenever you need to have the allies up when you're doing this very hard in-game content. So I'm going to save my currency for a 5-star light code for either Bailu or Bronya, depending on what character I get, or maybe I get both. You can get the 5-star light code in the shop when you save the star glitter like you would in Genshin Impact whenever you summon on the gacha. When you get 4 stars and 5 stars, you get star glitter for your account, and that is whenever you get a dupe of the actual character. And so you can exchange those dupe coins for a 5-star light code for a character from the standard banner. I think a lot of players are going to be very happy about this. Who knows, maybe you save eventually to pick this up, or maybe you use your gacha coins to get some Star Rail passes, some special Star Rail passes, because maybe you need to hit a little bit more into the actual pity before you get your 5-star character. I also understand if you want to go that route, but me personally, I will be saving for the 5-star light cones because, as you all know, these are going to be extremely hard to obtain on the actual standard banner. So this is going to be the video here. I hope you all got something out of this. Let me know what your plan is going to be for the release of Honkai Star Rail. I tried to make this as informative as possible, and as you all know, we've made previous plans in the past, but when we got the live stream yesterday, we were presented with so much more information. I just had to make an additional video to follow up on the plan we previously had. And this will most likely be my set in stone plan. I really do believe that Bronya and Bailu are going to be the 2 best characters for my account. I would say this for every casual player, you should definitely get Bailu because this character is insane. She will help you in all content across the board. You definitely regret having her. And for a lot of hardcore players that play other turn-based games, well, I recommend Bronya to you. I think this character is really, really good. She does what every other turn-based character does, that is OP, and that is push up the CR of an ally, also give them attack buff, crit damage buff. This character is insane. And she's waifu. She's my favorite character in all of Honkai Star Rail. Let me know what your plan is going to be for the release of Honkai Star Rail. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.